It's a race like no other race before. It's a race that stretches across Labrador. Bring it on. I think I got what it takes to be strong. 'Cause I know this race is long. Not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down. Not stopping now. This quest can't stop me now. Across the big land. My journey's almost done. Across Kingsland. This quest I will have won. Not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down. Not going down.
Good evening, Kane's Quest 2016 fans. We are on. Racers today, lots of stuff going on. We're going to get you up to date. I know myself, I'm pumped for this ending. Been following it very closely. So let's get to the highlights. Day 7. This has been a fantastic and amazing week. And I'm sure all of you, if you're like me, are addicted to Kane's Quest. So we have 18 scratches total now. 5 new scratches since we last aired. Teams 82, Brother I'm Stuck, pulled out due to mechanical. You guys gave it your all, and thank you very much for that camaraderie there when you hung up and started to ride with Team 6. That shows the spirit of Kane's Quest and the spirit of Labrador. Also, Team 32, the Benowins, had a little chat with those guys before they started. They had to pull out for medical. Great effort, guys. Thank you, and I hope we see you guys back. We heard that Sebastian rolled his machine on his approach to the checkpoint 15 and suffered a head injury. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Hope you're okay. Those guys will be giving the update, I guess, as they get that. So speedy recovery to Sebastian, and it was nice talking to you the day of the race. You guys had a fantastic run. We also see Team 5, Goose Bay has scratched for mechanical. I'd like to say about Team 5, we kind of, with everything going on, a busy week, we forgot to give them their props for saving that young man on the ice, brought him in. He had some light problems and some mechanical problems. And Team 5, another outstanding group, put the race aside, brought this young man in, what seemed to be a handful of time again, so good on him. And fantastic, his mother was very happy to have him back safe and sound. Team 6, CSR Racing, also scratched after a long, hard run. Anybody's been watching this race that doesn't know Team 6, you're not watching close enough. They had a run. I mean, Gary Travers said he's been in this position before. He caught up. He made a second before. The last 2 days, apparently, Gary has been racing with a broken arm. Let's see what happened. So it happened 2 days ago. Today it was too much, and he had to scratch. Big round of applause from everybody with Kane's Quest for the fantastic effort that you guys showed. And as a matter of fact, going into Port Hope Simpson, which is Jamie's hometown, apparently fireworks and everything. So fantastic on Labrador, fantastic on you guys. You're keeping the spirit of Kane's Quest alive. Where are we? Team 32, Team Monteau. That's a father and son team, also scratched due to mechanical. So Kane's Quest is beating these machines up for those people out there trying to fathom this race. It's beating up racers and it's beating up sleds. To all you guys, fantastic job, and we can't wait to see you again. And in our mind, you are all Kane's Quest winners. So right now we have a crazy intense race happening. Out front runners are Team 67. That's Abel's Revenge from Saskatchewan. And their buddies out west, Team 3, Where's Bo Cycle, are also out there in the lead, with Team 22 keeping an eye on those guys. And they're checked out of checkpoint 18, Churchill Falls. Team 3 checked out at 404, 22, 404. and Team 67 checked out at 4:12. So after 3,500 kilometers, this is down to the wire. What a race, what a fantastic race. These racers have one thing in mind right now, and it's crossing this finish line right outside our door. Not far behind these guys are teams 99, 59, 8, and 20, followed closely again by teams 9 and 00. Just behind them, we have teams 55 and 66. And I can only imagine some of the stores that are bouncing around there, according to some of the talks about George. So Finland, for your first trip to King's Quest, you're right now being treated to a legend of King's Quest, and I'm sure you'll enjoy all the stories. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so with we're winding down in King's Quest, and to bring Glenn Emberley in here to speak a little bit about the finish of this race, King's Quest 2016.
Good evening, Sean.
Good evening, sir. We've seen a lot of you this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So can you give us a little breakdown on what's going on now with the race as it is at, I'm guessing, around 6:36?
Okay, so there's a couple of rules that came into play today. First one maybe we want to talk about is about the, what do we call it, a time limit for disqualification. Okay, so once the first racers arrived in Churchill Falls today, this rule came into effect. What it is once the first team arrives at checkpoint 18 at Churchill Falls, the remaining teams that have not yet arrived are immediately on the clock. They've got 18 hours to make it into Churchill Falls to check in, otherwise they're disqualified. Okay. So the same rule actually will apply with Lab City. Okay. So once the first place finisher arrives in Lab City, the remaining teams have 18 hours to make it to the finish line, or else they'll also be disqualified.
Okay.
Okay.
And are we coming through tonight? Has there been a decision made as to?
Okay, so as per the rules, that's the other rule in play. Yeah, so the other rule in play tonight is about daytime finish. So I'll actually read it out to you and then explain later. So the rule specifically says to assure a daylight finishing in Labrador City, if the first place team arrives at checkpoint 19, which is Esker, on or after 4 p.m., the race marshal will designate a mandatory off the clock period until 7 a.m. the next morning. This period of time will be the hold-up time differential. Each team checking into checkpoint 19 will be delayed the same amount of time or until the money finishers, first, second, and third places, have crossed the finish line, at which time all teams will no longer be subject to the time differential. Okay? So, in English, what does that mean? Okay. What that So what that means is to maximize the opportunity for the fans, so we can get the helicopter down here flying. We want to ensure daylight finish, and of course, if we left it go tonight, we expect the racers would probably be arriving around midnight, 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock tonight, first place finishers. So in order to, again, be able to take advantage of the helicopter, the footage, the fans, we're going to hold them up in Esker tonight.
For sure. And after the amazing support we've received from our fans, what better tribute to them in King's Quest 2016 than actually them getting to see the finish right here in town in the daylight.
Absolutely. So I've said it before. I think one of the things that actually hooked me for King's Quest was the first time I was on a finish line. I remember seeing the first place team coming over that hill just beyond here, and the chopper fly up from behind the hill and chase them down across the finish line. Amazing. The roar of the crowd gives you goosebumps.
Fantastic. Glenn, your views so far on 2016 and how King's Quest has been for you? We've had a few chats during the week, but I'd like for you to tell people your views on 2016.
Phenomenal. I couldn't have asked for anything more. I was a little concerned the first night, not about the night start. I thought that went incredibly well. All the feedback we received so far was that it was very, very positive, and we certainly should do it again. But I was mostly concerned about the conditions that the riders went through in the first night between here and Goose Bay. Did not expect that type of struggle. But you know, on the tail end of a storm, and you know, anything can happen in King's Quest, as you've said all week.
Exactly.
And that's absolutely true. But you know, our estimate was more like 12 to 16 hours arrival into Churchill Falls, into Goose Bay, and it ended up being 24 hours or more. So not expected. However, things certainly turned around on day 2. Some of the best racing we've ever seen up the coast, and super high speeds. All of the time that was lost on day 1 was certainly made up on day 2.
It's almost like they knew they had to make up the time for us to get in, because they did. They were booking on day 2.
For most teams, everything seemed to fall in place on day 2. It was a very uneventful day. And it definitely showed. I mean, that was the type of racing that these guys often look for. It's an endurance race, and there's something about, we've said all along, there's something about finishing this race that, it's incredible, but at the same time, these guys just want to let loose and take off up the coast. So when we get an opportunity to open up the throttle and really race,
yes,
that's pretty exciting.
For sure. Glenn, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this, and I guess we'll see you in 2018 as well.
Thank you, Sean. Great job.
Thanks. To point about a little bit about what Glenn was talking about, he talked about the racers, what they encountered on their way over. We've had the senior man for Kane's Quest 2016, Corey Chapman here. He's got the most races under his belt, and Steve Chapman. They just had to scratch for mechanical. So I'm going to ask the guys to come in and so you can see a little bit more the racing side of Kane's Quest and everything that's involved. So come on in, guys. And you can see where you sit when you have a look at the screen there. Perfect. Welcome, guys. It's been under a week, but I talked to you last Thursday evening, if you remember. It's a week ago. And you guys were prepping. You felt good. The outcome. You're here now, so did the race go pretty much the way you wanted it to go?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, the only issue, I guess, obviously was the waiting for the parts to get on the go again. Just had to wait a considerably long time. I guess the support crew had tremendous issues getting to us. Busted a sleigh, then eventually lost the sleigh. So I guess
so it's not just you guys getting the checkpoint. Sometimes it's your support team getting there as well.
Oh, and most definitely. They're probably more important most times.
Yes, and a learning lesson from here?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I guess where you have people, I guess, to support you, will make a huge difference, obviously, in the outcome of the race. So.
Fantastic. And Steve, the first night I was talking to you, you were, if I could describe it in my head, you were jumping on that skidoo, just ready to go, pounding. You got out there, you had your race. Did you feel good about the race that you ran?
Yeah, I felt pretty good about the race that I ran, but I guess maybe I was too excited the night you were talking to me, because obviously I ended up breaking everything off outside of Regulate.
Okay.
But that's what happens, I guess. You fall behind a little bit on the first day, you're pulling on skis, stuff like that. So we had no choice but to make up some time, and when we tried, the screws didn't hold up.
Our first night out there, Glenn was talking about some hard conditions. How did you guys fare in those conditions? Did you get stuck in some of that?
No, we fared great. We spent most of the day helping other teams get unstuck.
Which is the spirit of Kane's Quest. And, sometimes that works for you, sometimes it doesn't. Guys, you were well prepped. We talked a little bit, Corey. You felt like you weren't sure if this was going to happen again. I'm looking at you now, and I have, when you see people come in, you can almost see in their eyes, it's like, yeah, no, this guy is not sure if he's going to race again. I'm looking at you now, and you can take this. You've got the grin on your face. You told me it was pretty well. And you were team one more. So are you going to be team one more again?
I'd say we're probably good for one more, yeah.
Good for one more. Guys, you had a fantastic trip out there. You left it all out there on the snow, which is the way I think you have to come away from Kane's Quest being. Do you feel comfortable that you did everything in your power to get here today?
Yeah, I mean, we tried our best. You can't help that the sleds give out. That's it. And trying to get parts in remote communities is hard. Like I said, we would have support teams along the North Coast next time, waiting for us to get there instead of us waiting for them.
So some more of the challenges that you can expect from Kane's Quest. You seem no worse for wear. You seem like you're pumped and ready to go again. Thank you for being ambassadors to Kane's Quest, a father and son team working together to come back. Same positive attitude you came home with as you left with. Labrador, too. Yeah, you guys, any shout outs, props to people out there?
Well, definitely shout out to all the other teams in the race just for attempting it. A lot of good spirit this year. But I'd definitely like to thank my support team. I mean, without them, we wouldn't have got anywhere.
For sure.
Every time we needed them, they were there. I mean, we called them 1 o'clock in the morning to come to Rigolette, and they jumped on a skidoo, and they didn't get to us from 9 in the morning. And then we were flat out trying to get the skidoos back together, obviously. But I'd like to shout out to Jason Watkins too, man. Without him, we wouldn't have got off the start line. So it's good. And he's not even racing this year. So.
And that's a former racer who I guess shared some expertise and some knowledge.
Yeah.
Corey, you've been here lots of times. You've seen most of the races. What's your view of 2016?
I guess every year we race, there's always a challenge, no doubt. This year, I guess, quite a bit of slob. Didn't really expect that much, but and I guess going up the North Coast was rough, which is expected. So all in all, it's just a typical year at the races. So.
And what I'd like to point out here too, and give you guys a chance to talk about the people at the checkpoints, at the communities along the way down. Can you speak a little bit to those people? Because they don't always hear it from the racers. They hear it from us. We don't see them. Can you just tell us a little bit about those people coming down the coast that you guys encountered?
No, they're all great. I guess it's motivational when you can pull into a checkpoint and you got some people there, mostly don't even know, that's cheering you on and I guess giving you that little extra to get you up and go again, right? So.
Feeding you, ready to give you a place to sleep,
yeah.
Getting parts, opening stores.
I could speak to that.
Yeah, for sure.
In Rigolette, when we heard that our suspension was busted off, I sent a message from my in-reach out to our support team, and before I got into Rigolette, we were coming down the trail, I guess it was, and we had 2 guys chasing us, waving us into a garage. I didn't know who they were, but somebody got a hold of them, and he could weld. So that's what
I get cold shivers every time I hear these stories. I'm useless for this. That's amazing. So something that helped to try to keep you guys moving, keep the race going.
Oh, definitely.
Fantastic. Thank you guys very much for racing, for being here, for sharing your story. And we obviously will look forward to seeing you in 2018. I hear the sleds are already bought. Awesome. Thank you very much again, guys.
Yeah, no sweat.
Wow. What a race, guys. What a race. We're bringing you everything. This is not, there's so many levels to this race that we can't bring it all to you at once. But we're doing our best to give you as much as we can. Last night's contest winner, Tanya Clark Hamlin. Tonight's question, I have no idea. What is the percentage of racers who finished 2014 Cane's Quest? To the nearest percentage, and again, it's the first person to on the inbox page to Cane's Quest, and we look forward to your answers. Next is some brat footage from yesterday and this morning as well. I think at the end you'll see Team 3 coming into Churchill Falls. So some excellent footage there again from Brett.
Right there on the wall.
She'll go.
You let him get in front of you and get number one?
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of. I shouldn't have done that.
Rob, didn't you say?
4 wrenches again. I put a stick right into my front shock up to the reservoir, so I gotta change that.
We spent, I think I slept 15 hours since Friday. So, but it's exciting. It's fun. He's been doing good, so it's fun.
You let him get in front of you and get number one?
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of. I shouldn't have done that.
Rob, didn't you say?
4 wrenches again. I put a stick right into my front shock up to the reservoir, so I gotta change that.
I slept 15 hours since Friday. So, but it's exciting. It's fun. He's been doing good, so it's fun.
Apologies there. They thought they could shut me up. Can't be done. Welcome back. Sorry about that. We have a few technical difficulties. We are coming to you, by the way. Tonight we've been live for the White Wolf. Tonight we are setting up for the finish tomorrow, so a few tweaks here and there. We're getting through the difficulties, but because we're coming from the live from the finish race, we had some technical difficulties. We're ready to roll again, though. So tonight is our community profile is Northwest River, Sheshatshiu. The community of Northwest River is nestled along the shores of Lake Melville. Established in 1743 as a trading post, the community later went on to become a hub for the Hudson Bay Company and home to a hospital and school serving the needs of coastal Labrador. Northwest River is the oldest community in central Labrador. Although Northwest River has remained small in size over the last 250 years, it remains a lively place full of history. The town offers scenic walking trails along the waterfront, through the forest, or to the top of Sunday Hill, where hikers can see a panoramic view of Lake Melville, the Mealy Mountains, Grand Lake, and Little Lake. A modern bridge connects Northwest River to the rest of the continent, which was constructed in 1980. Before that, a cable car spanned the river for 19 years. Before that, the river was only passable by boat. The town is the most northeastern point of North America and is accessible by the main road network. Northwest River is host to the very popular summer event, the Northwest River Beach Festival. Just across the river in Sheshatshiu, Innu Nation, located in the heart of Nitassinan, the Innu land. With a population of about 1,300, Sheshatshiu is one of the two Innu settlements, Natwashish, checkpoint number 5. The local institution that governs Sheshatshiu is the Sheshatshiu Innu First Nation Band Council. The band is in charge of several services and has 8 departments: health, education, community services, economic development, finance, operations, public works, and recreation. We would like to thank all volunteers in both of these communities for your tremendous support for Cane's Quest 2016. Without you all, Cane's Quest would not be what it is today. Just want to say a quick shout out to Mara Guptal. We've seen some pictures of your home-cooked meals for the racers. They seem to be really bragging about them and really enjoying them. You better be careful. You might have 3017s back every day for those meals. Thank you very much again to the volunteers on the coast. Now we're going to go to a weather update outside with Sarah Flight, live from the start line in Labrador City.
Thank you, Sean. Welcome back, Cane's Quest fans. Can you believe it? These racers are headed towards this finish line right here behind me, where I'm live on Tanya Lake. That seems to be the million-dollar question, and only time will tell. Can you speed up? There again, can you speed up? There again, speed up. The local weather here in Labrador West is currently -15, feeling like -22 with a few flurries. It has been a beautiful big land day with the sun shining down on these racers. Most racers have checked out of Sheshashi, Northwest River, checkpoint 17, where it is currently -12, feeling like -19, and partly cloudy, with minor changes expected overnight. Teams then head to Churchill Falls, checkpoint number 18, the final checkpoint before the finish line, where it is -14, feeling like -21, with scattered flurries overnight. We look forward to an exciting finish here in Labrador West, and we expect to see great weather as we welcome these racers to the finish line. Best of luck on this last leg of the race. I'm Sarah Flight. As usual, stay classy, Labrador. Back to you, Sean.
Now we're working through some technical difficulties because we are at Rockstars. Our next part of the presentation will be our sponsor plugs. We'll start with the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, or ACOA. ACOA works to create opportunities for economic growth in Atlantic Canada by helping businesses become more competitive, innovative, and productive by working with diverse communities to develop and diversify local economies, and by championing the strategies of the strengths of Atlantic Canada. Never-ending task. Past 25 years, programs and processes have changed, but their commitment to building a strong and innovative Atlantic economy remains constant. With their many partners in economic development, ACOA works to strengthen the Atlantic economy through enterprise development, helping improve the business climate and lending a hand for individual business startups, modernizations, and expansions. Community development, working with communities to nurture economic growth, improve local infrastructure, and develop opportunities in the local economy. Policy, advocacy, and coordination, being a champion for Atlantic Canada by representing the region's interests at the national levels in areas like policy development, research and analysis, and in work with other departments to ensure coordination of policies and programs. ACOA puts special emphasis on initiatives that foster greater productivity, the commercialization of innovative technologies, improved global competitiveness, and skills development. We would like to thank ACOA for being a government level 3 sponsor for Canes Quest 2016. Our next sponsor is the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador. Canes Quest has been partially funded by the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador through funding under Labrador and Aboriginal Affairs and the Department of Business, Tourism, Culture, and Rural Development. The province of Newfoundland and Labrador is a vibrant, diverse, and sustainable economy with productive, prosperous, and culturally rich communities and regions, making Newfoundland and Labrador a business and tourism destination of choice. BTCRD is the lead for the economic, culture, and innovation agenda of the provincial government. They provide insight, intelligence, innovation, and investment services for businesses and communities to create a strong, vibrant business community and regional economies. While the BTCRD plays a prominent role in developing tools and programs to assist businesses and its clients, it is in the investment, effort, partnerships, and collaboration and risk undertaken by enterprises and their employees that lead to wealth generation. We thank them for their support. We have a little commercial now from the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador.
I am green today. I chirp with joy like a cricket song. I am gray today. Gloomy and damp like a morning fog. I am orange today. Loud and messy like finger paint on the wall. I am yellow today. I shine my light out like the sun. I am white today. soft and quiet like new snow. I am blue today, calm as glass and cool like the sea. I'm a rainbow today, all the colors of the world. I'm a rainbow today, all the colors of the world. I'm a rainbow today, all the colors of the world are in me. All the colors of the world.
Newfoundland and Labrador.
Welcome back. This will be our final evening live broadcast. Over the past week, we've tried to bring you as much of Cane Quest, the volunteers, the racers, the organizers, rules, regulations, and everything that we could possibly bring you to make Cane's Quest 2016 the best viewing experience for those who can't be out there on the trail. I think we've succeeded to some point in doing that, aside from a couple of technical difficulties today as we try to bring you a live shot from the finish line. I think the crew that we have brought together here this week has done a fantastic job to showcase the efforts of Cane's Quest and all the volunteers around Labrador. I would like to bring those people in now to share with you the team that helped make this all possible for you guys. And I would like at home for you to give them a big round of applause as we bring them in for our final telecast. This is the CRS crew, along with Sarah Flight from the Viva Group. Together we are the team that amateurs, but we brought you the best possible telecast that we could bring. So, from Cane's Quest 2016 CQTV live updates. Thank you all for showing up, guys.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Let's go.
It's a race like no other race in this world. It's a race that stretches across Labrador. Bring it on. I think I got what it takes to be strong. 'Cause I know this race is long, not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down, not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down, across this big land. My journey's almost done, across Cane's land. This quest I will have won, not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down, not going down. Gotta keep the throttle down. Feeling like there is no end again. But I'm giving anything I can. Not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down, not going down. This quest can't bring me down, not stopping now. Not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down, not going down. Gotta keep the throttle down, not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down, not stopping now. Gotta keep the throttle down. Keep the throttle down.